Alright bros, check out this beautiful Carnivore Grocery Haul. I'm actually really happy with this. I'm gonna show everything, and then at the end, and we'll show how much it all costs. But this is a lot of meat. First off, we got 4 packages of this. Chicken quarters. $1.49 a pound, about 4 pounds. Butter. This butter was on sale for $3.99 a pound. So I got 5 of them. This is just a treat I got. I just got one of these. This is $4. It wasn't on sale, but I love mineral water. If I'm gonna, I need to go to Walmart if I'm gonna get a bunch of that. And then lastly, I got 4 of these big pork roasts. Got 4 of these, $1.69 a pound. This is perfect carnivore meat. It's nice and fatty, full of protein and fat, which is perfect. You know, this is 8 pounds. This wasn't on much of a sale. I just got it to have it so I could have some steak and eggs. But I got 2 packs of these. So instead of just scrambled eggs, I can have like a steak with scrambled eggs. So there's, between these, there's 7 steaks. These are a little more expensive. I'll have to, because I can catch this for like $5 a pound, but I gotta wait for it. All right, we got 35 pounds of pork roast, and there's about 4 pounds of fat that I'll cut off of all of that. So right around 32 pounds of actual meat I'll be eating. And then we got about 15 pounds of chicken leg quarters with skin and everything, perfect for carnivore. And then we got 5 pounds of steak for steak and eggs. We got 5 pounds of butter, 1 mineral water, and the total cost for all of that, $150. We're gonna have to see, but that's damn near a month's worth of food for this. Plus, I spent like, I got 8 dozens of eggs the other day. I'll probably get more eggs when those are out. So that'll be all total like 200 to 220 by the end of the 30 days of food. Now you got to catch sales. Unfortunately, I don't have a big freezer anymore, so I can't stock up. Like, I would have gotten like 5 times this and just stocked my freezer. But here's the important part. When I was binging and using food as a drug, I would spend $30 to $50 a day, not on Grubhub or takeout or anything. I never used any of that shit, but just going to like restaurants or buying pizza or going to the store and buying like stuff to make a meal. You know, I would spend $30 a pop, $20 a pop, $50. And so anyway, so all of this food is equal to less than a week of just eating bullshit. So carnivore, yes, you can look at it as expensive, but when you really break it down, it's not, because you're not there's so many things you're not buying. No sauces, no condiments, no extra breads or chips or pastas or rice. All that shit, vegetable, all that shit adds up when you just buy meat. And so yeah. And lastly, what I found interesting was Dr. Eric Berry really emphasizes, you know, yes, grass-fed finished is better, and if I had the money, that's what I would buy. But in reality, it's only 5 to 10% better than the basic shit at the store as far as nutrient density goes. So it's not that much. So if you don't have a lot of money and you have to buy the cheap shit like I do, now I still will go to here instead of Walmart because I trust my local grocery, my local family and employee-owned grocery store far more than I ever will Walmart. But even with Walmart, with like the cheap 10-pound tubes of hamburger, you know what I mean? But which that's something I may get in the future, is a 10-pound. Those 10 pounds of 80/20 chuck is like $32. So that's a lot of hamburger. But any case, one final look. The boom, the bam. And yeah, I'm sweating because I went on my walk before I went, and so I'm about to cook up some steak and eggs and then chill out for a little bit, and then I'll do back later. And appreciate y'all. Thank you for hanging in. I know that some of y'all get frustrated with me, but you know, and I know that I've said I would do things sometime and I haven't done them. But that's just, you know, I've been fat my whole life. But one thing that I will say is, you can call me a liar on that end if you want, but I have never said I've done something on here and lied about it. I've said that I was going to do something and didn't do it, but I've never said I did something and didn't do it. So you can call me a liar for saying that I'm going to do things and not do them. That's why I have that problem. I 100%, all my life I've said I want to do something and not follow through. Unless it's something for someone. If I tell someone I'm going to help them, I've always fallen through on that. But with regards to myself, like I'm going to lose weight, or I'm going to quit smoking, or I'm going to quit this and that. Like I had to. It took me like 100 times to quit smoking before I actually did it. Right. There's another thing. These nicotine patches. I'm going to be quitting that soon. I just decided not to try and do it right away, like these ons. But within a few, I don't want to put a timeline on it, but during this 100 days, I'm 100% going to be quitting nicotine. And because that's a poison at the end of the day, even if it does have beneficial effects. So it constricts your arteries and all that, and it raises your blood pressure a little bit. So it's time for me to get off of it 100%. And I'll never have a better opportunity than this. I'm already feeling great. Not one urge, not one microscopic bit of me wanted to buy anything outside of meat, salt, butter, and eggs. Wasn't tempted in the slightest. So as you can see, my metabolism is churning. I'm sweating my ass off just sitting here because it's humid and still. I have to turn the fans off. I can't have a fan blowing on me because then that makes the video sound like shit. So, all right, well, I'll see y'all in a little bit for back. Here's our breakfast: steak and eggs, 12 eggs, and like an 8-ounce steak. All right, what's up, bros? Here we are. It's about 8:30, and waited a little while, but I wanted to let that meal settle. It's definitely a good sized meal. In retrospect, when I have a steak, I'll probably just have 6 eggs, but I mean, I ain't too worried about it. Like I said, I'm more just focused on eating when I'm hungry and as much as I want. And then certain days I'll force myself to do like an OMAD, and then I'll tinkle in 1 or 2 day fast throughout this 100 days. Maybe a 3-day once, but so happy with that grocery haul. And that's a lot of food it should last at least a month, or I don't know, it'll last a good while. And so yeah, gonna do pull or back, basic, nothing crazy. We're getting back to the basics, working out, all this kind of scratching the last 10 months and just getting back to the basic, what I know works, because I mean, still showing triceps, and it took like 8 months of training, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 months before those showed, and they've never disappeared. My shoulders, I think, are a little smaller. I don't know if that's muscle or if it's probably a combination, a little more fat, a little less muscle. But I mean, it's still there. You still can barely see it, but the triceps still popping. And as soon as my toe's a little better, we'll be getting back doing push-ups. That's going to be our main chest thing. And then, but anyways, I don't know, whatever. I'll do what I do in the future when we do it. For today, we're just doing rows, curls. That's it. Probably 6 sets each. Same thing as yesterday's chest. Nothing crazy. And yeah. So it's been like it's been 6 hours, I think, since I ate. And not hungry at all. But I'm sure I'll be hungry after this and after my shower. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Not going to go crazy heavy. I've got 150 on the bar, so that's probably what I'm going to use. I'm going to warm up with a 50-pound kettlebell, swings, some one-arm rows, and then I'll just go right into rolling the 150 for 6 sets. Again, I'll be leaving a few in the tank, not going to failure. And then I'll do like 4 or 6 sets of curls afterwards, probably with the dumbbells, and just simple 35-pounders. We're just waking the muscle up, because we have to remember, we haven't trained regularly and consistently for like 10 months. And we hadn't trained at all in like 3 months. So I want to be careful, not trying to go gung-ho and then get hurt, right? Because I get a lot of shit on this channel for how I lift. But remember, what I did is I slowly worked that up. I started really light. And so it'd be stupid for me to try and go right back to the weights I was doing. 150 pounds is pretty moderate. I mean, that's not light for me to row, but it's not heavy either. That was probably like my 3 or 4 month lifting. a little hard to film in here because it's such a small room. Alright, so since these are light, I'm just gonna film this one, and then I'm gonna do foam off camera, and then I'll come back for the curls. So to save y'all time, since we got all the grocery haul footage on here too, so keep the video short and sweet for y'all. So I'll be doing 6 total sets. I'll be back. All right, bros. There's that. Man, those 6 sets kicked my ass. I haven't got that sickening sprint feeling in a long time. I mean, no, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Totally out of shape. But yeah, you know, that sick chest, upper gut feeling when you're running sprints or doing something super cardiovascular demanding. At least I hope that's what it's from and not something else, but I don't know, whatever. Whew. Whew. There's that. I'm just gonna do 3 more sets of those. I'll be back if I need to say anything at the end. All right, I'm gonna do the final set on camera. I'm gonna do a mini grunge set. Not crazy, but it's biceps, so it shouldn't be that difficult. It's final set. I am definitely beat. I can definitely feel it. I haven't been training. That's right, that's why we're going light. And that's why we're only doing a grunge set with these light dumbbells. It's 9 o'clock at night though, so I can't go screaming. Are you ready? Oh my God, I'm gonna puke. Oh. Oh man. I knew a few reps, I probably would have puked. So anyways, it was a light workout, but a great workout. Heart rate got up into the 160s. Got that sick sprinting feeling. 5 out of 6. Ironically, the last set of rows we didn't get that sick feeling. The first 3 of those, I didn't. Purposely taking it easy. On that final grunge set though, that was nice to have my bicep. Well, I'm just using a little momentum, and especially hammer, that's a lot of forearm, but still I had plenty of reps left. But man, I had to stop so I didn't puke. And I don't want to try aiming in my little trash can, or I don't want to puke when I don't need to. I'll be time for that, running sprints and shit. Whew. But I'm very happy with that workout. It's a damn good workout. Starting from scratch. So, again, it'll all make sense a year or two down the line. But I will see you tomorrow for leg day. Again, it'll be fairly light, and we'll slowly amp the workouts up week by week. But all right, see you tomorrow. All right, here's dinner. I don't know if I'll eat it all, but 4 chicken quarters. I just cooked it in the oven, nothing on it, just the skin, just skin side up, so it's nice and crispy, and the fat just rendered as it cooked for about 50 minutes at like 400.